Hello, Algebra 2. Today's Friday, November 13th. So today you need to finish the practice test in OTUS. The title of it is Practice Test Graph Absolute Value in Quadratics. The test is next week on Wednesday for third period and on Thursday for fourth period. And so I just wanted to talk real quickly. So this is what item number 1 looks like in the test, and you're supposed to match up the equation and the graph. So you want to look where the vertex is on each graph in order to match those up. Okay, let me just grab a pen here. So remember, H comma K is the vertex, and remember that H is always the one that's opposite of what you see. So for instance, this one right here, the vertex H is right here, K is always on the outside. So H is opposite, so it needs to be a positive 3, and K is on the outside, another positive 3. So the vertex for this equation is 3, 3. So do any of these graphs have a vertex? You're looking for the dot here. Do any of them have a vertex at over 3, up 3? No, so that can't possibly be one of them, because not one of those graphs have a vertex at over 3, up 3. Okay? And remember, if there's not a number, then it's a 0. So for instance, this one, H is right here and K is a 0. So that vertex would be negative 3 because H is opposite. Negative 3, 0. So do any of those graphs appear? This one would be negative 3, 0. So remember, H right here, the one inside the bars, is always opposite of what you see. Okay? Right, so that's a bit of review there. And then for this, when you do this, you need to figure out where's the vertex at. That's your H comma K, right? So look at the numbers up in here. And then grab the blue dot and move your graph to wherever the new vertex would be. And the next one, the same thing. Where's your vertex at? Your H comma K. And then make sure you grab this vertex dot and move that first to wherever your vertex is. And then what does that factor of 3 do? So does that, whoops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Lost my screen. There we go. That factor of 3 on the outside, what does that do? Does that stretch it or compress it? So is it stretch it or compress? And when you stretch or compress it, then you're using the second dot to make it longer, okay? This one just wants to know where the vertex is. So where is that H comma K? The next one, you just have to pick down the buttons for the transformations. So you're looking at this equation and which way do they move? Same with this one, okay? So the hint is that you have a factor of 1/2. So is that it's always on this first one, just so you know, it's going to be vertical. And then the factor of 1/2, does 1/2 make it stretch or compress? So take a look at your notes for that. And then you just have the pull down buttons, okay? So what happens from this parent graph? Remember how we filled in those 3 dots? What happens from the parent graph until it got moved to over here? All right. And this next one is just matching graphs again. These are your quadratics. Remember, they're curved shaped. This is the same idea with H and K. H is opposite, so match up the vertex. So you're always matching up this dot on the graph. So which way did it shift from the parent graph? And same with this one, they just want you to move this vertex to wherever it is for your new H and K. All right. And the last one is just to match this equation. So the easiest way again is to find the vertex from the equation. So what is the vertex? And then just match it to the graph. Grab a different color here. To this dot. Okay? All right. Just so you know, you can do this review that is on OTUS. my.otus.com. Look for this title. You can do this more than once. So if you want to prepare, you can do it today and then again next week. All right, thanks. Have a great weekend.